Imagine dying today and opening your eyes in Dante's Inferno. You walk among the damned monsters and rivers of fire. But why was a poet from the 14th century so harsh with those who lent money? In Dante's Inferno, there are murderers, there are traitors, there are tyrants, and yet one of the sins he despises most concerns money. To understand why, we must descend to the place where the usurers sit. Money keeps moving the world. Coins have changed. Banks have changed. Technology has changed. But the question has remained the same. Are we using money, or is money using us? Among the damned are men sitting on burning sand. Flames fall from the sky. They don't scream. They don't fight. They don't even try to escape. They stare obsessively at the purses hanging from their necks. And Dante tells us they are usurers, people who made money their god. But why was a poet from the 14th century so harsh with those who lent money? And, above all, what would Dante say if he saw our world? To understand Dante, we must forget for a moment our way of seeing the economy. In the Middle Ages, money was considered a tool, not the purpose of life. It was meant to serve exchange, work, and production. But usury, in Dante's eyes, did something different. It generated money from money, without creating anything, without producing goods, without building, without working. That's why Dante saw usury as violence against the natural order. In Canto 17 of the Inferno, Dante reaches a desolate region. The sand is scorching. From the sky falls a rain of fire. Among those flames sit the usurers. The most disturbing thing is that Dante doesn't describe them as people. He describes them almost as hollow creatures. They don't look at the sky. They don't look at others. They only stare at the purses around their necks, as if their identity had been reduced to a symbol of wealth, as if their whole life had become a number, an asset, an account. But beware, Dante is not attacking money. He's attacking something much deeper: greed. The idea that accumulation is the purpose of existence. The idea that enough never exists. The more you own, the more you desire, the more you get, the more you fear losing. For Dante, this was a disease of the soul, a hunger that can never be satisfied. At the beginning of the Divine Comedy appears a mysterious figure, the she-wolf. Many interpreters see her as the symbol of greed. Dante describes her as a beast consumed by hunger. Yet the more she eats, the hungrier she becomes. It's one of the most modern images in all literature, because today that she-wolf is everywhere, in the obsession with success, in consumerism, in the endless search for status, in the belief that the next goal will finally make us satisfied. But the next goal always comes, and the hunger begins again. What would Dante say today? That's the most interesting question. Dante didn't know modern banks. He didn't know global finance. He didn't know the internet. But he knew the human being very well. He would probably look at our world and see the same temptation. The belief that a person's value depends on what they own, on their bank account, on their social position, on their symbols of success. And he would probably repeat the same warning from 700 years ago. When money becomes the master, man stops being free. Dante doesn't teach us to reject wealth. He teaches something much harder, not to become slaves to what we own. Because in the Inferno, the usurers are not punished for the money they accumulated. They are punished because they sacrificed everything else to get it. And that, perhaps, is a lesson that crosses the centuries. Because coins change, banks change, technology changes. But the question remains the same. How much is a life worth when everything has a price?